What happens when a company fires its only IT expert for the CFO's nephew? I worked as the IT manager for a small medical supply company several years ago. Business slowly became worse, and eventually the entire IT department was reduced until I was the only employee left. Around that same time, the company hired a new CFO. I'll call her Linda. Linda knew very little about technology. Her attitude was always, if it still works, don't waste money replacing it. She refused upgrades, delayed replacing old computers, and ignored important software renewals because she believed they were unnecessary expenses. I should have known. One evening, management held a company meeting because employees were worried about layoffs. During the meeting, workers directly asked if their jobs were safe. The owners confidently promised everyone that nobody would lose their jobs. The next morning, 6 employees were fired. To make things worse, one of the owners showed up later that day driving a brand new luxury SUV. That moment completely destroyed employee trust in management. Over the next several months, Linda slowly removed almost everyone connected to the previous CFO. Many of the replacements were Linda's friends or relatives. After about 9 months, I realized I was probably next. One afternoon, Linda suddenly called me into a meeting with human resources. She accused me of causing a problem the previous day. The accusation made no sense because I had spent that entire day working directly with the vice president of sales on a project. He could easily confirm where I had been. I asked HR if they wanted to bring him into the meeting as a witness. Their response was simple: this meeting is about you. At that moment, I understood exactly what was happening. The next morning, Linda introduced me to her nephew, Kevin. She described him as an IT specialist who would review my work and help improve company systems. Within minutes, I realized he knew almost nothing about technology. He struggled with basic IT tasks and did not even know how to connect a computer to the company network. That was when I realized they expected me to train my replacement. The company's inventory, billing, shipping, and ordering systems all depended on automated scripts I had personally created over the years. Those systems were connected to the company's main administrator account. When Linda told me to give Kevin full administrator access, I warned her that giving such important access to someone inexperienced could create major problems. She ignored my concerns and ordered me to do it anyway, so I complied. I carefully explained how the administrator account worked. I also showed Kevin multiple times how to change passwords properly. I even had him write the process down himself. The following morning, I arrived at work and was called into another meeting. I was officially fired. Linda claimed Kevin had reviewed my work and believed my technical skills were lacking in several areas. I packed my things, collected my final paycheck, and left the building. The next morning, my phone started ringing non-stop. Linda and the company owners suddenly needed my help. Apparently, Kevin was not prepared to handle the company's systems after all. Several important operations had stopped working correctly, and they wanted me to return as a consultant. Linda offered to pay me my old salary rate. I politely explained that I was no longer an employee. If they wanted my help as an independent consultant, my rate would now be $200 per hour with a minimum contract requirement. Linda became furious and started threatening legal action if I refused to fix everything. I calmly responded, so the company fired me, replaced me with someone inexperienced, and now expects me to solve the problems after he took over? Then I told her she could contact whoever she wanted. She hung up immediately. A few days later, I learned what had actually happened. Kevin remembered one important thing I taught him. After I left the company, he changed the main administrator password exactly the way I had shown him. What he did not understand was that the company's inventory, billing, shipping, and ordering systems all depended on that same account. The moment he changed the password, major parts of the company stopped functioning. According to former coworkers, the company struggled for days while outside consultants tried to figure out why everything suddenly failed. Eventually, they found the documentation I had created and restored the systems. Kevin lost his position almost immediately. Linda left the company within a month. That mistake cost them everything later.